Hi and welcome along to the All Guns Blazing podcast with my man DT in the building. I've got to say, DT, I'll be struggling. You were there filming me coming up the stairs in here today and that. My back, man. Oh my God. And you're there taking the mick out of me. Mesut Ozil, all is forgiven. Although as I was trying to explain to you when you were there saying, hey, don't take the mick out of Mesut Ozil again. I've never taken the mick out of him for when he said about bad back. Because I know that I've had a bad back before. I know it can happen. But this one, man's been,
painful.
Pain, man. I mean, and it just come from nowhere.
There you go. when Mesut wakes up before a game and he's got them twinges and them pains and stuff, and everyone's like, whoa, he's not got no fight, no ball, and he doesn't want to... Relax yourself.
I've never said it. I've never had a go.
No, what I'm saying is, now when people come to do their interviews and whatnot, and they're like, where was Mesut
No,
today?
I say that a lot of time. Like,
you'll be able to sit there now and say, yo, listen.
Yeah, because remember, funny enough, last week, a lot of people was like, yeah, bruised foot. Even me. I think they should have said something else apart from a bruised foot, because bruised, even though bruised foot obviously could be so bad that it's so tender that you can't really play.
Yeah.
But you know what it's like to a football fan, when you hear bruised foot, you're like, bruised foot.
I think it's more of a fact that the moment anything happens to Mesut Ozil, people that want to use him as the scapegoat will jump on
I think
situation.
Come on, man, who's doing the media thing there? Bruised foot.
Listen,
say something else, man.
Well, why lie? If it's a bruised foot, it's a bruised foot.
Injured foot. Injured foot. Don't say bruised, because fans just get on that and they just think, nah, bruised foot. You come on.
Well, I'm
350 grand a week.
Yeah, that's all you ever hear. 350 grand a week.
If I was on 350 grand a week, I think I could jump up now and move. No, actually, I couldn't. I've got, what's it called? It's a sacroiliac joint pain I've got, which is like it's down in your sort of lower back where you're near where the... Oh, man, it's painful, man. Trust me. It started off just like nothing. Innocuous.
I know. There you go.
And I've been to see an osteopath and that. And even then, when I saw her and she done a bit of massage and all that, and it felt a lot better. And don't start in Indonesia. I know you covered already, right?
So big. So strong.
Stop it. Right?
I didn't even need to say a word. The moment you started talking about massages, you looked at me like, oh no, I've gone down the wrong path here. I know where he's going with this.
It's not what you think. Don't listen to
so
this guy,
big,
right?
so strong.
It's not what you think. This guy, right? And man, I'll tell you, right? I've just been in agony, particularly today, man. Agony, absolute agony. But hey, by the way, listen, this is a big week in football. This weekend, next week, for Arsenal is big. Just before I get into Arsenal, I don't know if you saw this video here, right, about this thing here from 888 Sport, right? And I want you guys as well to have a look at this video. It's going to be there's going to be a link below, and tell us what you think, right? Watch this video here. It's Makola in it. Makola, right?
To do with the captains.
Right, talking about Henderson. Look at this.
Jordan Henderson has to go down as the worst captain to ever touch that Premier League trophy. And I'm even including Wes Morgan.
So what do you think? What do you think to that? The worst captain ever would be the worst captain to lift the Premier League if Liverpool won it.
I can see where he's coming from because he's a Man United fan. And when you do look at some of the names that have lifted it, like proper names.
Yeah, like you said, Vieira,
Roy Keane and stuff, and Vincent Kompany, and, you know, talk about Wes Morgan there.
Yeah.
That season, he was immense.
Yeah, you said that there. I thought that's it. Wes Morgan was a leader.
He was immense, man. I remember when they went to Old Trafford.
Yeah.
Near the end of the season, they went 1-0 down, and it was him that actually scored.
Yeah.
And brought them back into that game.
He was brilliant that season.
But yeah, my thoughts on Jordan Henderson. I don't rate him as a player.
I'm sorry, I'm going to go against you here.
Oh, there's a surprise.
Jordan Henderson and Milner at Liverpool, they're one of those sort of players, right? They're them sort of players that don't get no ratings a lot of times off fans, right? But they're dependable, reliable. They always give 100%. you could. I remember speaking to Ian Wright, right, and he said, he goes, he's talking about Milner. It wasn't Henderson. He was talking about Milner. He goes, Robbie goes, Milner. Every game that guy plays, 7 out of 10 plus. Every game, right? And I think it's the same with Henderson. And I think that is why these sort of players, even though they're not your glamorous players, they're not the most skillful, but you know what you're going to get from them every single game. And we could do it sometimes at Arsenal. Sometimes we could do it. I'm not saying Jordan Henderson, but we could do it that type of player.
I just don't.
Every single game, you know that they're going to fight for every. And I think with Henderson, he deserves. If they was to lift that, he'd deserve it because he fights every single game.
Well,
and I think he's an underrated player.
I don't think he's even Liverpool's main first choice player anymore.
He's not because sometimes they play Keita,
so
but you know. But then again, you need players like that.
Yeah,
in your team.
I know what you're saying, but
if you bench him, he's not going to throw his toys out.
I feel that a captain should be the one that's there week in, week out, unless there's an injury. He should be the first name on the team sheet. But he's a leader. No, first name on the team sheet. Yeah, that's the leader. That's the man. Would look at, for example, Liverpool went to Barcelona. Henderson didn't start.
No.
Because they changed their tactics around. Would Arsene Wenger have ever left Patrick Vieira out of the starting 11 in a massive semi-final like that? Never.
No.
Would Sir Alex Ferguson left out Roy Keane? Would whoever was
Mancini
at the time with
hold on.
No, that's my
captain doesn't have to be your best player.
Well, I'm not saying best player, but he needs to be the one that's one of the first names on the team sheet. There's a reason why he's captain.
But then a captain can just be a leader, not just on the pitch. He can be a leader in the dressing room. He can be that player that, even if he leads by example. So if he is out of the team, he doesn't throw his toys out the pram. He still urges all the players and says, that's a leader. That's someone who's
I think we'll agree to disagree on this one.
All right, well, listen, what do you guys think? Comment on that video. If you want to watch the full video, go to the description, click on the link and comment on that. But me personally,
I don't want to talk about Liverpool full stop because I've just had barrages of abuse from their fans this week and I've not even done anything to provoke them. I literally was watching the Barcelona game and I turned around and said for the first goal, Virgil van Dijk was sleeping. He slept when the ball was played out wide to Alba and then he let Luis Suarez run across him. And I even said in my tweet, that's not like him.
I think I can understand why Liverpool fans will be having a go.
Yeah, but
we're not exactly anybody.
No. I'm in the best position to talk because I know what shit defending's all about. Exactly. I see it every week.
Exactly. That's
so when I see things like that, I've got a good right to speak, and that's all I said. And and then I kind of laughed a little bit when Messi's got the hat trick. But yeah, listen, that's neither here nor there, innit?
So there we go. Got two. Suarez got the other one.
Right, sorry, not the hat trick.
You see how he celebrated?
Yeah, man. Do you know? And that's the other thing that Liverpool fans are going about. You back Luis Suarez when he was racially abusive.
Mm.
You would backed him when he bit someone. You go mad when he celebrates against you. Get out of here, man. Let's talk about Arsenal.
Let's talk about Arsenal because you know what? We were the only English team in Europe this week to win.
Not easy, is it? It's not easy, is it, boys? You know what I mean?
We were. You know what I mean? And probably going into those games, we were the least fancy team to win.
Exactly.
Because, after the horror show at Leicester, another one, 3 defeats in a row in the league. I even read something in the newspaper, whether it was probably just bloody newspaper talk, but they were saying something like the Valencia people that they had scouting were like, listen, it's almost not even worth scouting Arsenal. They're terrible, right? After watching those games, which I just don't believe that they would have been that complacent. But it was a great comeback by Arsenal, especially when you consider that we went 1-0 down to give away a really poor goal.
Yeah,
it was looking like doom and gloom before that. Valencia had a chance as well that they should really have put away.
Yeah.
But then after that, it was all Arsenal.
Yeah.
And on the night now, we're leaving that game a bit disappointed that we didn't score more.
It's amazing what a goal can do to your mood. I think a lot of us were walking out of the stadium or very close to the game finishing and about to walk out and go, that's not a great result. Going over to the Mestalla with only a 1-goal lead.
When it was 2-1.
And 2-1 and they've got the away goal. It's different to it being 1-0. You could say, all right, they ain't got the away goal, that's cool. But 2-1, Valencia was settled with it. They were happy with it. They were like, let's go back home. We'll take that. They weathered the storm and everything else. And then Aubameyang scores and a complete contrast in mood. has changed because it's now 2 goals. Yes, they got an away goal, but with 2 goals clear. It means they need to beat us by 2 clear goals to go through on the away goals rule. We score 1 in the Mestalla, they need 3 just to take it to extra time. So that goal...
But also, if it was 2-0, we'd be out. So it's still...
Yeah.
When it's still cut and dry, there's some fans talking like, yeah, that's
Oh,
it.
it's definitely not cut and dry. No.
They've still got that away goal. And, you know, they were talking very confidently afterwards that, you know, yeah, they've got to come to Mestalla and this and that. And I heard everyone keeps going on about this Mestalla.
You know what?
Yes, you know, we've been to hostile places right throughout
exactly.
this campaign.
The last
we had to go to Napoli, didn't we?
That was hostile. Do you know what I mean? Getting into the stadium was hostile. Do you know what I mean?
You're not going to get more hostile than going to Napoli. You know what I mean?
And at the end of the day, the way I'm looking at it is that attack-wise, I think they are dangerous. They look very good on the counter. I don't know how their style of play is at home, though, because I think away from home they might be stronger with that counter-attacking style.
Very quick on the counter.
Very, very quick. But defensively,
they were poor.
They're as bad as us.
Worse.
You know what I mean? So
worse than us.
We had so many chances.
A lot of people that kept saying to me about Gabriel. If you compare Gabriel on the night
to Mustafi,
Mustafi was way better than Gabriel. Gabriel was Gabriel that I used to see at Arsenal. When I hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, why did we send Gabriel?" I was like, "Listen, Gabriel was no great player at Arsenal. He's okay, and I liked his. He was very combative, and I loved his heart and everything like that. But he used to give away stupid free kicks. He was too rash." And you saw that again in that game against Valencia. Again, he very rashly is. Goes flying into things when he doesn't have to. Plays loose balls out, puts balls out for throw-ins when he could easily pass.
I know that Coquelin's available for the next game.
So, you know, but the advantages with Arsenal, I mean, it was a great performance, and Lacazette on the night.
Oh, can I just say as well, congratulations to Lacazette on Player of the Year
for Arsenal.
Fully deserved.
Yeah, he's had a brilliant season.
Fully deserved. 100 million%. Can't fault him. His work rate, I spoke about it on the night. There's a few games this season when you can question certain things that he's done in a game and that, but you're literally talking a couple of games.
Yeah, but it's like saying, isn't it? If you average his performances out of 10 over the season, it's always a 7 or 8 plus.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm saying.
Absolutely superb. And you do need to take into consideration what he said to you guys in Dubai as well.
Yeah,
about being captain.
Yeah,
he wants it.
Yeah,
why not?
Yeah,
just because he's a striker. Thierry Henry was a captain. Van Persie was a captain. Why not? And
he's a fighter. And the other night we saw that he was like
leader,
as well as his goals. How many times did he sprint back to win a ball?
The first goal was because of him on the halfway line.
Yeah.
It was him that got his body in front of the defensive player, spun him, played Aubameyang through, and he didn't just sit there and admire his pass, busted a gut to get to the edge of the box so that he had a tap in.
Yeah.
And that header, reminiscent, it kind of reminded me of the Fletico game with that header and he heads it down so it hits the turf and spins up. And got that goal. Yes, he should have had a hat-trick in the second half, and it was one of those.
The other header. Yeah. What was he doing?
You know what it was? Because it was in a position where he could head it or kick it, and I think he kind of got caught in the middle, like, don't know what to... But look, listen, he dug us out of a hole. Big time, when we needed him to step up. And let's be honest, I'm sick and tired of hearing certain people calling him... the French Darren Bent and all this rubbish, Put some respect on that guy's name.
Yeah.
All right? You keep comparing him to the likes of Lukaku and him. Lukaku couldn't lace his boots. Not even close to him. The guy has been phenomenal. How he's not in the French side, I do not know. Because he can do what Olivier Giroud does, which is hold up the ball and everything. He's proved that. And he's a goal scorer. Double figures for assists. Double figures for goals. Nearly 20 already. And when you add the assists to that as well, phenomenal season.
And the other thing is as well, like, I've heard a lot of talk this season about, people slagging off our strikers.
Oh, man, seriously.
And it does get me annoyed because I look at their record this season, right? One's got over 20. The other one's nearly got 20. I mean, what more? I think they said
Aubameyang's got 25. It's 5 years in a row that he's hit 25 or more goals in a season.
60, between the two of them, 60 odd goals.
Something like that.
Right? and that they've contributed to. I forget what the percent are. I had the percentage of what the.
I know it's
but
ridiculous.
most of our
man.
goals now. Our people having a go at these strikers, right? The problem has been we've not got the ball to those guys enough.
Yeah. How many times do we do an interview afterwards and saying they're supplied of service?
There's no point after the game's fans saying, "Oh, Aubameyang doesn't work, or he doesn't get." But that's not his game. His game is get the ball up to him.
And he'll score.
And get it in the areas where he can hurt oppositions, either with his pace out wide, or pace at running at players, or his finishing. He will get in those positions. He's proven it season after season after season.
Yeah.
He will score goal. We haven't got a problem with strikers.
No. Do you know what?
The only thing I'd say, striker-wise, would be sometimes we could do it a striker like a Giroud that can just hold it, the old-fashioned...
Free transfer.
Well, you know, but like an old-fashioned
I know
sort
what you're
of
saying.
striker could, in the air. But,
plan B.
But apart from that, right, we've got two world-class strikers, quality strikers up front.
Yeah, and people
strikers are not the problem. Why are we moaning about strikers? They score.
Exactly.
They get the goals.
What do they want? Bentner and Shamak to come back. And then you'll realise just how
I think you know
what I mean?
the problem has been in games is that we do not create enough chances.
Do you know what I think
for those strikers?
What's scary for me is that I don't think Aubameyang's even hit a peak yet for us. I still don't think he's found his best position. He's been playing most of the time out wide. I feel that this summer's important. If Emery gets a winger and we can play the system the way that Emery wants it, Aubameyang's going to be absolutely frightening. He's got 2 goals off the Golden Boot.
I think. Look how not Wolves, Liverpool play. I think with the players, with those two in the team, with Aubameyang and Lacazette, I reckon if we could find another player out wide, right, and play that free, or have 2 sort of flying wing backs like what Liverpool have got in, because what they've got, they if you look at Liverpool, they don't have huge creativity in the middle of the park, do they?
No.
But what they do have is they've got those 2 flying wing backs in Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robertson.
Yeah.
They fly down the wing. The other guys behind them tuck in and look after it if they fly down the wing. And they just supply so much creativity for Salah, Firmino, and Mane.
Yeah.
And I just look on our attack and I'm like, we've already got
2 of them.
2 of them. In the, we've got Lacazette, we've got Aubameyang. We could put Aubameyang on the left. Get one more flying type winger, goal scorer type on that other wing.
Yeah.
And then behind them, maybe a creative guy in the middle, but then we're going to need a few solid players there. And then a couple of guys that can play in that wing back. I mean, if Bellerin was fit, he could be one of them.
Yeah.
Right? Although his crossing needs to be better.
Oh, massively.
His crossing needs to be better. And then if you had someone else down the other wing, again, who can put in great crosses and great balls.
I like the lad at Celtic.
I just think to myself, you know what? It's about sorting out the defence, but striker-wise, we're good.
I know. I don't know.
We've been moaning for years. Ever since Thierry Henry left.
Oh no.
We've been moaning about our strikers. We've now got 2 really, really good ones.
I know, and people are still moaning. You can't win, and at the end of the day, it is what it is.
I know people sometimes. Aubameyang's work rate getting back. The game against Leicester, the game against Wolves, but that's not what he's there. I was watching the other night. Listen, I'm not for a minute going to compare him to Messi, right? Or I'm not going to, for a minute, going to say he's as good as Suarez, right? But if you watched Barcelona the other night, you tell me when you saw those guys get back. They don't. That's their remit is score.
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
Score goals.
Yeah,
they get the ball up to them, score goals. Even at Liverpool, right? You don't really see Salah, Mane getting back. Firmino works back a bit more, right? But those 2, they don't really. They'll do their fair share of work, but they're not.
Because Liverpool defensively are set up so well, and they don't concede a lot of goals. People are not sitting there going, "Well, why wasn't he tracking back when they conceded that goal or that goal or that goal?"
That's our problem.
And
our problem is the defence.
Exactly. And I feel that if our defence was better, like had Liverpool's in front of them, for example, Bernd Leno would be getting more respect.
Yeah.
People sit there and say to me, "Oh, Bernd Leno's not that good. How many clean sheets has he got?" I'm like, "Look at what's in front of him."
Look at that goal we conceded against Valencia. I know the French guy. I forgot his name now. Diakabi. He's big guy. Man.
He's a massive guy.
He's huge.
Huge.
But
there's 3
defenders around him.
I know.
and none of them jumped. They
But
just allowed
it
him.
was more the ball to the back post and allowed him the free header across.
Yeah.
It's the first point of.
But even so, that ball's headed back. There's three. Listen, none of them as tall as him. We know that. But there's little things you can do.
Push yourself into him and draw the foul.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's gone through the back of you.
Yeah, you know, you put him off. You don't give him a free jump.
Nah. Well, he didn't even need to jump.
He just sort of like popped his head up in between everybody and said, boom.
Popped his head up like, hey, all right. But the way we responded to that, man, was brilliant. Because
we've been moaning at me about no heart, no balls.
I felt it in the crowd. The moment that goal went in, there was that sense of, oh no. And then when Maitland-Niles done that little header,
God.
back to the check, and he missed it. Oh my dear God. And at that point, I was like, our whole season's just falling apart in the last 2 weeks. What is going on?
Yeah.
And then Laka scored, and then the key was turning it around so quickly within the space of 15 minutes that we were 2-1 up. And it kind of smacked Valencia like what?
Basically, Lacazette grabbed the game
by the scruff of the neck.
By the scruff of the neck and won for us.
And I like
and that's what we've been looking for sometimes.
I like the work rate of Aubameyang as well.
Yeah.
Because I'm not saying it's because of people on AFTV why he's worked harder this game, but it's very convenient that when people are criticising his work rate against Leicester, he steps it up to a different level.
So when fans want to see a reaction.
That's it.
Fans just want to see a reaction. They're human beings.
Exactly.
Footballers are human beings. You have good days, you have bad days.
It's tough, but what you want is 100%.
You want 100%. Or if you've had a bad day, next game we want to see a reaction. You know, but why can't we do that in the league? We'd be in the top 4 now. We'd have our feet up this weekend against Brighton with a cigar. I saw some stat, right, where they said that the 4 teams that are going for the spots, the 2 remaining spots in that top 4, yeah, which is obviously Tottenham, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United, right? Out of a possible 36 points they could have all have got between them, do you know how many points they picked up?
Not even 20, I think.
6.
Wow.
6 points. You believe that?
Wow. I know Spurs have lost a lot recently.
6
Chelsea have not
points.
been doing great. Man United, this is the thing, and that's what I mean. This is what I told you. This is the easiest top 4 running we could have had in years.
And we've had the easiest running out of it. Let's be real. When you look at the games,
when you look at the other ones,
right? You know, because Tottenham had to go to City, Chelsea have had to go to Man United. You know, we've had the easier. Listen, we know that some of those. We know what the Premier League's like, and it's hard to go to Leicester, and it's hard to go to Wolves.
I'm just praying that Watford can get something. I spoke to Troy this week, and I said to him, "Please, bruv," and he went, "Nah." He went, "You lot never done us a favour when you played Wolves. We needed a favour from you." And I was like, "Bruv, you never beat Wolves yourself at the weekend." And I goes, "It's your first game back." And he's like, "I've got to behave." And I said, "Well, that's what you get for being a naughty boy, innit?" Do you know what I mean? But I'm hoping, because it's the week before the end of the season, so maybe Watford's heads are not going to be fully on the FA Cup yet. Whereas next week,
there'll still be some of their players playing for places, isn't it?
Yeah, so
although you still do get that thing where certain players are like,
I don't want to get injured, I don't want to get sent off. I don't want
for a team like Watford, that's a huge game. The FA
for a lot
Cup
of those players, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
But then Chelsea as well. Chelsea, I mean, they just had a very difficult game.
Frankfurt.
Although they did rest Hazard for that game, he didn't play all of it. So but still, listen. Their last game at home, they dropped points to Burnley.
Yeah.
So Watford are a better team than Burnley, and Watford, as we know, they play very good football.
Yeah.
They will give Chelsea a really tough game.
And then last game they were away to Leicester.
But can we capitalise?
Probably not.
That's the thing. We've got Brighton, as we know, right? Which we know what Brighton are going to do already. They're going to come.
Well, Brighton still needs.
They still need a point. Although
a Cardiff playing before.
Cardiff are playing Saturday, and if Cardiff
lose, then it's done.
If Cardiff loses, it's done. Right? So hopefully, Cardiff,
so it means that Brighton will come in kind of.
But Brighton, whichever way they come, they're going to be a very hard team to break down.
Yeah.
And then, what sort of team is Unai Emery going to put out? Is he going to put out another team like what he did against Crystal Palace? Because for me, I personally think from now till the end of the season, we got to go with the strongest team we can possibly play. I know you've got to rest players. I know, players. That was a difficult game for Arsenal during the week. There's a lot of energy would have been expended.
Yeah.
But
I listened to Claude's interview the other day, and I kind of agree with what he says in certain respects that we need to go with our strongest. I just feel that at the moment, with top 4 out of our hands, and the Europa being the be-all and end-all, that is do or die for us. That is in our hands. Europa's in our hands. Premier League's not. Next Thursday is so big. There's certain players that I would rest this weekend.
All right, give me your team. Give me your team that you go with, right? In goal, what, Leno, obviously.
Petr Cech.
What you're playing Leno in the second leg?
I play Leno in the second leg. I want him in the Europa. That's the most
Hold
important.
on, wait a minute. Why?
Well, you saw the other day with Petr Cech.
What did he do?
First half, he attempted 7 passes, made 0.
Yeah, he's kicking.
He was ropey. He was. I just feel that he had. There's a great save.
Yes,
there was. Yeah, there was a great save. Right? Don't get me wrong, but everything else.
Aerial stuff.
But everything else.
Aerial stuff. The aerial stuff.
Robbie, everything else. Look,
hold on.
I think right. Can we do another poll here? Who do you want in goal for the remainder of the Europa League games? Bernd Leno or Petr Cech? Because me and you'll be here all day.
Hold on. The aerial stuff. Who deals better with the aerial stuff?
I still think Cech's ropey. I still think, but I think a lot of I think a lot of Valencia's play is on the ground, not in the air. A lot of their plays on the ground.
Goal was in the air.
No, I know it was, but that was from a corner. But what I'm saying is a lot of their plays on the ground. So I feel more comfortable with Bernd Leno with a ball.
His distribution has not been great, which we know he can't distribute the ball a lot like Leno. However, for me, I'd leave Cech in. I don't think I look at all the Europa League games he's played this season. He's not let us down. As a matter of fact,
let's get on the team.
As a matter of fact, right? There's some games in the Europa League he's saved us.
Yes, he has helped us.
He's saved us.
He has. But our best goalkeeper is Bernd Leno.
And then the other thing I'd say, right, he's a very, very experienced goalkeeper. He's been in finals before. If we do get to the final, I'd keep him in.
Well,
it's his last season. Keep him in. But anyway,
yeah. So I would go with Petr Cech in goal. I'd let him finish off the Premier League.
Right.
Last ever game at the Emirates as well. Let him have his little send off. You know, let him wave his helmet and everything else, and job done. Go into
disrespectful, isn't he? You know,
wave his helmet. What?
Wave his helmet.
He's a Chelsea legend. He's not an Arsenal legend.
No, he's not. Yeah, but
let's be real. But we can pay our respects.
But he's done great.
Oh, he's an unbelievable servant.
For us.
As a goalkeeper in general, he will go down as one of the best in the Premier League history.
Yeah, and he's done well for Arsenal, and he's always given his best.
Yes, he's always given his best. He hasn't done well, I would say.
He hasn't done bad either.
Well,
he had last season.
Middle ground.
Last season was great. It's the season.
But as a professional and everything, can't fault him. Absolutely no problems. As a human and everything.
Put some respect on his name as well. About wave your helmet. You know what I mean? That's going to be fucking disrespectful, mate. You know what I mean? Put some respect on his name.
I just...
Respect.
It's just you turning around and saying, wave your helmet. It's like, for fuck's sake, man. What are you going with this? It's like, right, let's get into the rest of it.
So
right. So big, so strong. Just ask troops and the rest of the band.
Right, the three defenders.
Right, 3 defenders. Lauren Koscielny comes out for me. I think he left everything on the pitch, and let's save him for Thursday's game. I bring in Mavropanos.
Right.
I'd also bring in Monreal. He didn't start the other day. He only played about 10-15 minutes, so it'd be a good game to get him in that back 3. And I would, so I'd bring out Socrates, and I would leave in Mustafi. Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah. Or I would have. No. Sorry. I'll bring up Mustafi. Wait. Sorry. Sorry, I got it wrong. I'm going 3 at the back. I'll have Socrates, Mavropanos, Monreal. Then in the wing back role, right wing back, I would have Mustafi.
Okay.
Left wing back. I wouldn't have Kolasinac
because he looked knackered up.
Yeah, I would
who do you
probably
then play?
go with Alex Iwobi on the left wing back role. Will we be defending a hell of a lot? I know it's a bit presumptuous. I know he's got to work, but he can work.
Well, I saw his work rate against Leicester was a disgrace.
Yes.
I saw him sprint up the field, go on a great run,
and then
give the ball away, and walked all the way back.
So hopefully he responds to that the same way that like Aubameyang did, for example, on Thursday, where he upped his level. So that's what you can only hope.
All right.
That he ups his level. Centre midfield. I'm wondering whether Torreira's got an injury, and that's why he's kind of being managed a little bit, kind of like this. So I wouldn't put him in there.
All right.
I'd put
Xhaka.
Mohamed El sideways.
Right.
I'd play him in there. I think it'd be his last game at the Emirates. I feel we'll get rid of him in the summer. And then I would have Granit Xhaka in there. I wouldn't go with Guendouzi. I think he needs to come out of the team now. He needs a break. I think that he was out of his depth the other night. He was out of his depth in that first half.
I think he played that badly.
He did. He was not good. I don't think he was good at all. He was so out of his depth. And there's no way I would have an El Neni and Guendouzi. No. The only way I'd have El Neni in there is if it's with Torreira or Xhaka. And if I have to choose between the two, I'll have Granit Xhaka because I just feel that Torreira is nursing this groin injury, and maybe that's why he's not starting and going. So save him for Thursday.
All right.
In the attacking area, what does that leave us with? 3 more. I will have Mkhitaryan, I will have Aubameyang, and I will have Eddie Nketiah.
All right.
I would give Lacazette the rest, put him on the bench.
Mm.
I think that the last couple of appearances Eddie Nketiah has made coming off the bench.
Lively, off the bench.
Yeah, I know. Well, go and show us what you can do. Go show us what you can do, son.
Mm.
And I feel that that's a strong enough lineup. I feel that we could have reserve on the bench if needed.
Your back. The defence is all right. I'd have Leno in goal, not Czech, but the defence is all right. Then in the midfield, I'd have Xhaka and Guendouzi.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have El Neni in there from the start. You know what I mean? The game against Palace, I'm sorry, when he was in there with like Guendouzi, there was absolutely no creativity in the middle of the park.
I just think them two.
Whatsoever.
Not them two.
Right? And then I'd have Ozil in there. You know what I mean? I don't see no reason why he can't play unless he's got an injury. There's only 3 games left.
I have a bad back.
Unless he's got a bad back, then if he's got a bad back, then I feel for him. I probably would leave Lacazette on the bench. I'd probably start Aubameyang. Mkhitaryan you can have in there. I'm not sure about the Iwobi wingback thing, man. I don't know.
I'm just trying to think who else we can play.
I don't know.
Unless you bring the young lad Saka in there.
Yeah, I think it's that game's too.
But then
big.
also an option is Joe Willock centre of midfield.
Yeah. But I just don't think we should be going weak. I just don't think we should be.
Weak.
I just don't think we should be making. This is a big game.
I know it's a big game.
Because to me, I look on it. It's all right. Everybody's saying this now, but what if Chelsea drew or lost that game? Right, and we won that. We're in the driving seat.
But what if Chelsea don't? But this is the catch-22 you're in. What if Chelsea don't drop points? We play a strong side, and someone important gets injured.
We still need to win that game. Chelsea could still drop points last game of the season against Leicester away. We saw how good a team Leicester were away.
What I'm saying to you, this is the catch-22.
I look on this game against Brighton, and I say that is a must-win game.
Of course it is.
It's an absolute must-win. So why are we going? What are we on about weakened teams? So, a couple of changes, just a couple, but we tried to do it against Crystal Palace. We come a cropper with all these players that are not good enough.
I did make a couple of changes.
I don't know.
I just feel that the likes of Koscielny will be rested because he can't play that many games.
Even I look at even in the sort of wing back situation. Yeah, Kolasinac actually doesn't really have the energy to play. I don't think them 2 high intensity games in a row. And Monreal's just come back from an injury, so that side would be a problem. I don't know. Maybe we should play. Maybe we should play Maitland-Niles. He's a young guy, isn't he? He's only young. I suppose, he's kind of vital for that system.
Yeah, and I just think that Mustafi as well.
I'd rest the one that you're saying that I would definitely rest would be Koscielny. Right, because we know he is an older player. He's not going to be able to manage that workload, and
and you see, he got taken off.
We need him, but I'd definitely play Socrates.
Yeah, I said to play Socrates.
Yeah, I'll definitely
next to Mavropanos.
Yeah, and to me, Mustafi, I'll play Mustafi
on the right hand side.
And if Monreal's fit, play Monreal. And it's just that left hand wing back side that's a problem.
And Torreira, if he is nursing this groin injury, we need to manage.
Yeah, we could leave Torreira on the bench, but I would go Xhaka, Guendouzi. I would not put
El Neni in what did I say to you? I won't have El Neni and Guendouzi. I said it before. El Neni is a good player. to bring on
when you're winning like 2-0.
But I think he'd be fine with Xhaka or Torreira.
No,
just not Guendouzi.
It doesn't create nothing. And by the way, I didn't think Guendouzi was as bad as what you made out the other night. You know what I mean? I didn't think he was as bad. There's one time I think he got caught in possession.
No, he's just his overall play was just poor. He was overrun completely.
He was getting the ball. He was getting the ball forward.
No, I think he should have been off at half time.
I thought Xhaka was very poor in that first half as well.
First 15, 20 minutes.
He did recover. He did recover well with some good passing and that.
Yeah.
But some of the problem with Xhaka is this, right?
Get caught on the ball.
The guy thinks he's like got 10 hours on the ball.
Yeah.
Like he gets the ball, he's like. Don't
get me wrong.
And he just gets hunted down.
Mad.
I'm like, how much time does this guy think
I was going mad in the opening 20 minutes at him.
Serious, man. I mean,
but then after that, he got into the game and he done what he had to do.
For a goal,
and he got assist for the goal.
On another day, he could really have cost us.
Of course.
I think more than Guendouzi. He was the one who looked out of his depth at first.
No. It's Guendouzi.
Because he kept getting caught with the ball all the time. You know, I don't know, man. Guendouzi, I like his energy, man, and I like. And he moves the ball forward. And as I said, why don't Ozil should start if it is, you know, he was out last week against Leicester. He's come back. He looked energised in that game. We know how good he is at home. We're going to need to create chances. I'd play him.
I just think we could have them on the bench just in case.
3 games left.
I know.
3. Even if we get to the final.
Man, how quick's the season gone?
I know. Even if we get to the final, right? The final's not until the end of May. Lots of time to rest.
Do you know what? The thing you're just saying that as well, when we're looking at how many games are left, yeah? Minimum 3, maximum 4. And I'm just thinking, how quick has this season gone, man? Like,
it has gone quick.
Like, ridiculous. Stupidly quick. This is one of the quickest seasons I can remember, ever. It feels like yesterday.
That's because the last few seasons have been like so much moaning and groaning.
I know, and even though we have moaned at times this year, it's been a lot more.
Because what it is, right? I'll tell you why it seems that way, is because the previous seasons we get to about February, we're like, I
can't wait the season to finish,
please,
man.
Just get on.
And don't get me wrong, we've had some bad times.
It just drags on. But at the moment, you know, even though it's been bad, we still got a chance of getting in the top 4.
Yeah, so there's something to play for.
And there's still the Europa League to, you know, which, you know.
I know.
Although we did get to the
semi-final, but we were going to the second leg of the semi-final 1-1.
Yeah, against Atletico. And you know, and then if you remember last year, we were like 16 points off top 4.
Yeah,
that was dead ages before the end of the season.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And we hadn't won an away game in that year.
It just feels to me like yesterday we was in Singapore.
Yeah, it has flown past.
This is mad, and then soon
it's going to be a big summer.
America.
Forget about America for me.
I'm not forgetting about America. I know Truth saying he's all like Cali, the Cali pack. Yeah, he's loving life, isn't he? But no, man, listen, it's a big summer, man.
Big summer for us.
This is I said to you how long ago that this is the one where we will see what Stan Kroenke's, you know, goal is.
If we don't strengthen properly this summer,
then we're going nowhere.
Right? Not only. We could even have problems getting into the top 6. I'm telling you, Wolves,
a question for you.
Wolves strengthen a bit.
Yeah, I know.
They're going to be right. They only lost to the teams. They lost to teams this year
that they shouldn't have lost.
You know, they lost to 2 games to Huddersfield. They lost to Cardiff. Right? They lost to Southampton. If they get their act together and bring in a couple of players, right, they will seriously be challenged for that.
What would be interesting for them is keeping their players.
Everton, who finished the season strongly.
Yeah.
Right, if they bring in a couple of decent players,
so we're going to have to watch out.
Leicester, if they strengthen a bit,
Rodgers,
you know, we're going to be going to games next season where you're going to be playing teams that are really going to give us tough games, home and away.
And we need to sort it out.
The squad needs to be better. I think there's a lot of investment is needed in Arsenal.
Yeah.
This owner, he's really got.
The thing is, we're at a situation now as well where Emery won't have a hiding place next year, won't have anything to look back on and go, you know, it's your first season, you're going to make mistakes, this, that and the other. The team have to be better in all aspects.
But he needs a better team.
I know he needs a better team. But
we're seeing it now. We're seeing it now, the fact that when we're talking about, all right, we know we've got a couple of injuries, but when we're talking about, right, we need to rest a couple of players, you look at the bench.
Yeah, not great. Yeah, I know what you're saying. So, yeah,
when you compare what Chelsea can bring in, when you compare to what Tottenham can bring in, when you compare to what
Well, this
Man
is what I'm
United
saying,
can bring in off their bench, and you know they bring Alexis Sanchez and people like that off the bench.
It's going to be an interesting summer, very interesting summer, and this is where we'll find out. And very soon, it will be time for. Hi and welcome to Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date.
I can see that's going to be a very busy period.
I can see Robbie waking up at like 6 a.m. on a morning.
I'm just hoping I'm not going to be frustrated over the summer, because you know we need a lot.
I want to see one episode with your German sauce. He's got to get his German sauce in here, isn't he? My German sauce has told me. Yes.
Hey, I've got more than the German.
You know what I mean? We're going to sign Loic Remy. But
you never let that go, innit?
No, I never let that go, man. That was the only time. That was the one time where you've actually let yourself go to the point of being, he's signing. He's on his way today. My source has told me he's at Colney. It's a done deal. 3-4 hours later, there's a little yellow bar going across Sky Sports. Loic Remy is having a medical at Chelsea.
No, but hold on. He was going to sign for Arsenal. Chelsea came in last minute.
It happens,
right?
It's all fun and games, isn't it? But
listen, it's a huge week. It's a huge week for Arsenal, right? We could be at the end of next week. We could be in the top 4. If things went that way, and we could be in the final of the Europa League, and then all of a sudden we'd be like, wow, great season.
Or we could be 6th and sitting in Valencia.
It's mad. Do you know what?
No final.
Do you know how mad? Do you know how mad, right? Do you know how mad this is for teams this week? Not just look at this, right? Liverpool, by the end of next weekend, could have gone the whole season, lost 1 game in the league, but not won a trophy. Tottenham could have had one of their best ever seasons, right? Brilliant in the Champions League and that, but end up out of the top 4, possibly, I doubt it, but out of the top 4 and no trophy. Chelsea could be out of the Europa League, no trophy. We could be out of the Europa League, no trophy. Man United could be no top 4.
Still or die.
It's like, this is do or die. That's why for me, I'm not in this resting players thing.
No.
I'm like, especially the next 3 games, it's all on. Just go for it.
The title could be decided this weekend.
It could be.
Because Liverpool have got to go to Newcastle first. And if they lose that, Man City just need a win.
What a huge week. What a huge week it is in football. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. It's a big, big week for Arsenal. First of all, let's get the business done on Sunday. Get that feel-good factor going into that game against Valencia. We're going to be out there. Make sure you check out AFTV. We'll be out there. We're going to be over there in Valencia. Yeah?
It's going to be a road trip, isn't it?
It's going to be a road trip. You know what I mean? Because you know what? Let me just say this as well. Right? The airlines, man, need to get their act together. I mean, don't you think it's disgusting, though?
It is an absolute
a flight that would normally be to Valencia, which would normally be under £100, is now 700 quid. Because they know Arsenal are playing out there. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
So hence why we're having to go via Barcelona and drive up.
Yeah.
You know,
so
and a lot of people
are put up with me in a car.
Oh gosh, man! And there's people flying into Alicante and driving down.
Some people are flying into Madrid.
Yeah.
And driving down.
All different methods.
Some people are going Benidorm.
Yeah.
And having a piss up there and then going to the game.
It is going to be really, really good trip. If you want to get all the coverage of it, make sure you get onto AFTV.
But can I give you something to smile about? You know when we get there on Wednesday?
Yeah.
28 degrees.
Yeah. Spain, man.
Better than Ukraine and minus 13 and stuff, isn't it?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're getting to the end now where it's like,
let's just get this, get to that final, man. If we can get to that final. Potentially against Chelsea.
We've been to Baku already as well. Oh no, you haven't.
Imagine that.
You ain't been to Baku.
I've been to Baku.
Oh yeah, you weren't there. I remember that.
I saved it for this. I saved it for this one.
You know
what it is, right? I said to myself, you know what?
I'm going to miss this one and I'll wait till the final.
When Channel 4 said, they can't change the date of that thing, I said, all right, you know what? I'll be back.
I'll be back.
Back at the end of the year.
Back again.
No, I didn't. I was cussing, man. I was like,
beautiful country, man. And I'd love to go back there again.
Well, let's hope we do go back there. Thanks for watching the podcast today. Don't forget you can download it. The link is in the description. We will be back next week. Probably we'll be doing the podcast from over in Spain. And hopefully we'll have good news about Arsenal, and let's get this win against Brighton. It's a huge game.
Yeah, man.
Fans, when you go to that game, let's really get behind the team. Of course, it's going to be Aaron Ramsey's last game, and we'll talk a lot more about that on next week's show. But Aaron Ramsey, of course, is going to be leaving Arsenal.
He's getting a guard of honour as well.
He's getting a guard of honour, so is Petr Cech. And on next week's show, we'll probably talk about that. Has Aaron Ramsey been one of the greats of Arsenal football?
Can I just say as well, shout out to all the young lads in Block 26 for what they're trying to achieve at the moment in the concourse and everything. Superb. Before the Valencia game, they even brought it into the stands. And if they can get more support from the club next season and keep replicating it.
Be at the club as well. We've got a video coming out about that as well. So we've interviewed one of those youngsters from Block 26, Jack. And he talks about what they're trying to do to create a better atmosphere.
Yeah.
And it's exciting because, you know, when youngsters are doing it, it's all right, old codgers like us, right? But, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean, though? You know what I mean? Those youngsters, they're well enthusiastic. They're going to have
they're the future of the club.
Yeah. At Brighton this weekend, they're going to have loads of flags out and stuff like that. So that should look brilliant as well. We're right behind everything they're doing. And well done to the club as well, because the club have been supporting them on this as well. Club often criticised, don't care about the atmosphere, stuff like that. Club are getting behind it. So big up the club for that. Mark and all those guys have been working with those kids at Block 26, and hopefully they can improve the atmosphere for Emirates next season. It needs it. We'll be back next week. Thanks for watching. Let me go and see if I can get a rub down on his back, man.
So big.